Hi, I'm Dr. Chris. It's April 2020. When I opened my email this morning, I was overwhelmed with subject lines boasting of coronavirus coping strategies. And I'm getting a lot of really important advice. Likewise, when you open an email from me, I want it to be meaningful. So in addition to contributing to that conversation, the one about the viruses, I wanted to revive my focus on this most holy of times, Passover and Easter. These are celebrations that I think whisper and proclaim hope and forgiveness. People have been asking me to share about forgiveness for quite a while, and I've kind of been avoiding it. Now, avoidance typically tips me off that I have unresolved problems with whatever I am avoiding. Do I have problems? Do I get anxious about the subject of forgiveness? Probably. My experience with forgiveness is both good and bad, and so it stirs up a lot of mixed feelings. I know when I decided to connect the topic of the coronavirus with forgiveness for this month's post, it seemed like a bit of a stretch. But here it is. I figured out what they have in common. Both remind me that the world can be a lonely and anxious place, especially when we can't be together, support each other, and trust each other. I wonder if withholding forgiveness is a kind of a virus, a spiritual virus. I mean, what does forgiveness mean to you? I always like to investigate the original Old World definitions of words. And the earliest Latin root of forgive means to give completely. Forgiveness is about giving. Forgiveness is not necessarily forgetting or removing responsibility from something hurtful. Well, what are we supposed to give? Are we supposed to give up what we believe is right? Are we supposed to give in and say, maybe it wasn't that bad after all? Are we supposed to give trust again? Not necessarily. Sure, those things might go along with forgiveness, but they don't necessarily define it. When I am hurt, or when I hurt other people, I'm pushing myself now to think about what can I give. I may not be able to forget. I may not be able to excuse a wrongdoing. But perhaps I can give others and myself, when appropriate, patience, understanding, support for change, and maybe even a cautious second chance. I think one of the best ways to describe God's forgiveness is not just by what is taken away from us, but by what is given to us. Perfect, eternal life and love, and a million second chances. Have we always been defined by the forgiveness that we seek? I think to some extent we have, because without giving and getting forgiveness, our lives start to show these sad signs of rejection and abandonment. And this shows up as anger, frustration, defensiveness. We start to push other people away, wondering, what is this relationship going to look like going forward? There's a song that Simon and Garfunkel wrote, and this lyric, I am a rock, I'm an island, kind of describes withholding forgiveness. Without forgiveness, we are like islands. Our most basic instinct is to seek, is to crave togetherness. And togetherness is so much more than just being physically together. It's more than what FaceTime and Skype and Zoom can give us. Oh, I'm really grateful for those. But togetherness is what Webster added. It is comfort. It is reassurance. It's more than being physically together. It is being together emotionally and spiritually too. Being together, really together, therefore, requires forgiveness. Because remember, forgiveness is about giving. Giving what is right. Giving what is generous. Giving because we can. Like me, you might be asking, when can we be together again? Will life resume as we knew it? I kind of hope not. I hope that we will be jolted out of our certainties, out of our complacencies, and we will approach each other with this renewed appreciation for life and love, and all those second chances. So here's the takeaway. First, when we cannot be together physically, let's follow God's example and draw closer to each other spiritually. We can do this in sacred places, in sacred spaces of our heart. Second, forgiveness takes practice. Keep trying. When you need to forgive, which is most of the time, ask yourself not just, what must I give up, but what can I give? And finally, lean in to God's forgiveness. It's the perfect gift of life and love and a million second chances.